and I'm hoping it has some opalization inside. I'm gonna try to break off some pieces, see if I can't cut a couple slices. Ooh, there's one piece. Oh, ho, 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 ho. It's gonna be exciting to cut. Wow, there's the dents. Oh, yeah, baby. Okay. You could see the fiber of the wood. That's really beautiful. And here's some pieces, and I'm gonna see what I can't get out of it. I wish I had a much bigger saw. I don't. Oh, look at that chunk. But this looks like it's gonna have some translucency in it. Some color. Ooh. And sometimes I get it there where it has reds and purples and greens and flashing. So let's see what comes up with this. I could already tell this is gonna be fun. The strata, you can see the rings of the tree. These are some pieces I cut yesterday. Little opal. That little white opal you can see right there. So you can see that's calcified. That's calcification, and that's, I think, oxygen getting to the minerals, causing them to calcify. And when they don't receive oxygen, they mineralize, and sometimes they opalize. But that's some beautiful grain. Now I'm just gonna keep chopping stuff up and see what I find. You could definitely see the grain of the wood. Again, this is petrified wood, and some of it has become calcified. It's all this white stuff. And then this stuff, the strata, you could see, is become mineralized, and some of it has opalization occurring. Beautiful, beautiful material. So yeah, this is petrified wood. I have minimal experience cutting stone, minimal, if any. But I do have the material, so that puts me a little bit ahead of somebody else, I guess. I'm just experimenting, cutting into different objects on this wheel. I want to eventually create a mosaic shower feature in a bathroom. All right. So I'm trying to create edges that are going to allow me to rock this piece and get the maximum height of the blade, because I'm limited to how thick I can cut these. Rather, I'm limited to how I could, how tall I could slice them. So I only have that times any way I could turn that. So I'm trying to make it maximum surface area. Oh, nice. Check it out. That is beautiful. That is petrified wood. I do see a little bit of light through it, not much. After I polish it, there'll possibly be more, but it's still very beautiful. And the more I cut into it, the different pockets, the way the minerals laid into the wood will determine what else is inside. Cutting through it, I'm noticing like thicker or harder pieces. The calcified stuff is a lot easier to go through than the petrified stuff. Again, the beautiful grain of the wood. I'd say it's pretty hard. I'm gonna say it's up there in like the above 5 in the hardness, most hardness. If anybody doesn't know what the most scale is, it's a scale of hardness that minerals have. Uh, Diamonds being up there the highest. I think it goes up to. I can't remember if it's either 7 or 9, but I know diamonds are at the highest of the hardness most, and jade and stuff like that. And then calcium is very low, but then there's a bunch of other minerals, and they all have different hardnesses. And most hardness is different than tensile strength, which is resistance to pressure and friction and bending. Something that is very hard will not bend, where something that has high tensile strength can be hard and bend and have flexibility. Oh, that's gorgeous. Lots to play with. Um, Again, this is a big piece of petrified wood that I found, and I kind of just chunked things off and broke them off to see if I could get nice big block cuts. And I'm pretty pleased with it so far. That one kind of fractured off. You can see the wood pattern, the grain of the wood. So this is Emerald Matrix, Colombian Emerald Matrix. Uh, I don't know what's inside. It's low grade stuff, but it still has emerald like qualities. And like I said, I have the stone, so I'm gonna play with it. Oh, nice. So you can see a little bit of the emerald right there where it's green. Uh, these are not high quality emeralds, but again, it's the matrix of the material, and it'll be fun to practice making cabs and other shapes. You never know what you could find in them. Not extremely exciting, but you could see where the emerald is embedded in the matrix. And again, I'll do something fun with these. I definitely practice cutting and polishing and faceting. See what can I come up with. This I don't know what it is, but it looks like it has a formation inside. We'll see. Nothing very exciting. It was fun to cut it. try to avoid doing that. That was a little bit of a sloppy cut, but I got to a workable piece. And this one has some really beautiful grain. Kind of going by feel. Anything I see, I kind of like. I'll assess if I like the grain or not and the direction to cut it. And right now, I'm kind of feeling this top grain. I don't know if you guys can see it. It has nice color patterns. So maybe I'll cut a couple like this. That's pretty beautiful. I like the different pattern that this has as opposed to just a wood grain. So that's the calcification. It's not very hard at all. I'm trying to get away from that. Gorgeous, gorgeous pattern. I'm gonna see if I can't break through a couple more pieces like this. Off that are manageable. I saw some pieces that have really good wave in their pattern, but it all depends on how this breaks. Okay, that's something to work with. Definitely something to work with. This is what I'm working on. If anybody wants to subscribe, I'm trying to get to 500. I'd appreciate it. Thanks to everybody who's been subscribing and watching, checking me out. I got a bunch of fun stuff planned this year. I'm going to be running a concert series and a talent invitational at the Lighthouse Holyoke. And we're going to be giving away several thousand in prizes and chances to perform and open for national acts and other organizations and fundraising for nonprofits. So, if any of that sounds interesting to y'all, hit me up and subscribe. You'll be privy to what's going on, even if you're not from around the Mass area. So the question is do I want to find a top grain or keep exposing the grain going up and down? But I see a big crack and a big fissure right here. So anytime you see cracks, that looks like it kind of goes all the way through. Maybe I'll just cut it there to try to save myself some material. Shout out to Milwaukee Tools. Milwaukee, if you're hearing and you want to send me some stone cutting tools to test for you, let me know. You guys have some decent equipment. A little pricey, but you know, it still works very well. That's really pretty end grain. You could see all the different striations and pattern of the wood grain. It really is beautiful. I like that. I think I'm gonna go another cut that way. Very important to keep your saw wet. And I should be wearing face protection. I'm not breathing on stuff. Oh, that's beautiful. Little slabs. Wow, I wish you guys could see this really because it has like really and some nuances that you probably just don't show up on the camera. Like it's like a thin webbing across the entire piece, and it's really beautiful. Hope you guys are staying dry. Hope you're staying warm. It's snowing on my side of the country, but we're having fun. If you guys could subscribe and share, I appreciate it. I should get to 500 in no time. Thanks a lot. See you later.